Hey everybody, it's me, Luna the Zen Witch, with another Oracle unboxing. And today we are, God, this thing is giving me such problems lately. We are unboxing another Lucy Cavendish deck, and this one is the Wild Wisdom of the Faery Oracle. Here's the guidebook. Here's the deck in a very old bag that has a lot of heckin' mileage on it, but it's a very special bag for me. It did not come with this deck. I don't remember how this deck came in some kind of a box, obviously, that I didn't keep. This deck is by Lucy Cavendish. The artwork is by Selina Fenech. Fenech, F-E-N-E-C-H. And she, I do believe, is one of the artists from the Oracle of the Dragon Fae that had like 6 or 7 artists in it. The copyright is 2009. Let's look at this little quote on the inside before we look at the cards. It's from William Butler Yeats, The Land of Heart's Desire. Fairies, come take me out of this dull world, for I would ride with you upon the wind, run on the top of the disheveled tide, and dance upon the mountains like a flame. Sweet. Look, can you tell it's spring? Short sleeves, woohoo! Got the windows open. It's a beautiful day. So we have this beautiful 7-pointed star blossom. This is called the Seven Sisters, the Pleiades star. And because of there's petals here, so it's blooming. Look at the beautiful artwork. They're sizable cards, same size as I think all the other Lucy Cavendish decks. And we start with these glorious fairies who are called the Three Graces. Cooperative ventures with friends, joy sharing, new partnerships that are fun. So we have more than even keywords. We've got, like, divinatory meanings down here. You know how much I love that. Solace, return to nature, tree wisdom, natural remedies, flower essences. Riddle Fisher, divination, seeking out and finding answers. Look at her. Look at the artwork is juicy and beautiful. Storykeeper, tell your story, legacy, write your wisdom. I will tell you, I have used this deck a lot, and it is alive. It definitely has the fairies endorsement. Secret doorway, working with intuition, second sight, opening dimensional doorways. Dark moon, maturation, growing up, introspection, know thyself. Oh, look at her. Beautiful. Fairy wishing well, manifestation, expectations, offering. Offerings. Cry for nature, mourning for something sacred which seems lost. And if you've just checked in here and are sticking around for 3 minutes, stick around to the end because I will draw a card for a message for you. Silver Sisters, take time to take protection from toxic thoughts and energy. It's definitely a glam deck. The Unicorn and the Maiden, communication with unicorn, purification, undercover action. Barnabas and the Prince, adventures, discovery, travel, meeting destiny. Gossamer Princess, communication, relationship work to be done. Look at the colors. Just beautiful. Catch Me. Trust, surrender, leap of faith into the unknown. Isn't that lovely? I mean, you can just tell by looking at the images. I mean, the images alone are so descriptive and so evocative, and just the titles of them are equally evocative, and then the meanings below. Who needs a book? Light the darkness, ancestors, ancestral line, generational shift. Stolen in her sleep, unaware, unconscious, unawakened. Wow. Stolen in her sleep. Amazing. Her special place, find your own safe space, inside and out. Acorn's invitation, touch, exchange, connection. Scared to fly, the right moment, sensing out the right timing. Fairy tales, letting go, detachment, Moving on. The littlest fairy. Appreciate the beauty and value of the exquisite and small. Crystal magic. Creation, dawn, the beginning. Snail's pace. Slow down, grounding. Listen for the heartbeat of the earth. Subtle energies. Follow me. This is the one on the front of the book. Talk about an invitation. Look at her. Come, this is your invitation to enter the realm of fairy. And it's the number 23 card. Golden gift, magical help is on its way. The Grail fairy, fertility, the return of life, health, and life cycles. Little boy blue, dreams come true, return of the soul. Look at him. Look at him. Oh my God. My niece just had a little boy. So, carry me home. Support, time to be carried, allow others to help. Isn't that lovely? Once was innocent. Knowledge means change. That's really cool. People, bemoan the loss of innocence because knowledge does bring about change and growth and maturation and wisdom ultimately. Into the woods, stranger in a strange land, new experiences, feeling uncertain, transition zone. Far, far away, creative daydreaming. Beauty and the Beast, unconditional love. Unconditional love of somebody that, steals you away and abuses you by locking you in a dungeon and shit. Got a problem with that fairy tale. Beauty's truth. Beauty, physical pleasure, sensuality. The Merlin, guidance, mentorship, teacher of the old ways. Isn't he beautiful? I want to kiss his cheek. Glimpse, indigo, rainbow, crystal children, and beyond. Stardust, premonition, galactic communications, beginnings and endings. Child of the moon, forgiveness, transcending the ego. Keeper of secrets, use your discernment, confide in a trusted friend, keep silent about knowledge. Green Man's Bride, sacred union, commitment ceremony, maturing into deep relationship. Shimmer, glamour, confidence, allure, charisma. Green Man's Door, portals to fairy, wheel of the year, galactic and Gaian entry points. Mother and daughter, mothering, teaching, sharing knowledge, nurturing self-worth. Dragon's Pet, communication between species, animals, pets, magical companions, and guardianship. Midnight Prince, ask for what you want, be honest. The Secret Path, an irresistible pull down a distinct path, ley lines, mystical traditions. Gatekeeper, oh, look at her. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes, aren't you beautiful? Fairy time, time shifts, dimensional slips. Fairy lovers, new love, courtship, romance, falling in love. The Gift, a present and offer, nurturance, growth, potential. And then we are back to 1. So there are 47 cards in this deck. And can I tell you how refreshing it is to have an odd number of cards that isn't like 45, that doesn't end in a 5? That you don't see that often. The human brain wants symmetry, usually even numbers of things with cards and stuff. And if it's an odd number, that number's got to be 5. So I appreciate that. All right, let's look at the back of the book, since we don't have a box. So there's a thing about Lucy Cavendish here. I'm not going to read this whole thing. Selina Fenech. Once upon a time, on the night of a full moon in a small country town in Australia in 1981, a girl was born with a vast imagination. She was given the name Selina, meaning moon, named after the moon that shone that night. And talks about her loving to read. And look at her. She is truly a fairy queen. And then there's Lucy, who's also a fairy queen. And aren't they wonderful? So those are just little bios. This is Blue Angel Publishing, by the way. I think I forgot to tell you who the publisher was on Monday's Fairy Wicca Tarot, but I put that down in the details. So if you want to know, look down below. Contents. Once upon a time, they say, who are the fairies, how to communicate and heal by working with the fairy realm, who can communicate with fairies, who can connect with fairies, why connect, fairy energy, fairy beliefs, how to work with fairies, when to work with fairies, fairy symbols, signs the fairies are with you, the realms of fairy, dark fairy, fairy and human lovers, fairy spreads, questions to ask fairies, what are reversals, 3 layouts for fairy communication, some closing thoughts, and then there are the card interpretations. So, as ever, I'm not going to go reading a bunch of this, but she always has really great instruction. Who are the fairies? Let's see, there's a little verse. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we will sing and bless this place. That's from A Midsummer Night's Dream, how to communicate and heal. Why connect with the fairies? To pass their lives on fountains and on flowers and never know the weight of human hours. That's Lord Byron. Who can connect with fairies? Here's a quote. I believe in everything until it's disproved. So I believe in fairies, the myths, dragons, it all exists, even if it's in your mind. Who's to say that dreams and nightmares aren't as real as the here and now? That's John Lennon. Fairy energy, fairy beliefs, the iron tongue of midnight hath told 12, lovers to bed, 'tis almost fairy time, Shakespeare. I think that people who can't believe in fairies aren't worth knowing. That's Tori Amos. Yes! Yes, Tori! So, really cool stuff here. And then we've got how to work with the fairies, when to work with the fairies. So, she's got new moon, full moon, outside, twilight, dawn, sunrise, sunset, and then there's the wheel of the year here. Fairy symbols, keys, ruins, stones, ribbons, cobwebs, wings, trees, ears, size, form, bells, cups, hair, and bare feet. So, yeah, she just associates all those with the fairies and what they mean. Let's take a card. Let's do a little shuffle and take a little card. First of all, let me wake you up. I haven't worked with you for a while, but I love you and I welcome you back. Let me go through and just shuffle through 3 times, and then I'm going to cut and ask you for a message for my viewers on this beautiful May Day. Beautiful end of May Day. One more shuffle through. Okay. What message would the fairies like to give my viewers today? Gossamer Princess, relationship work to be done. Interesting, there was another one that sort of showed up before the deck flopped open to that, but let's see what we have here. So with each card, we have a big description. So this beautiful young fairy maiden sits atop a delicate spider's web, one that is literally hanging by a thread. Yep, there's the thread. She is making a decision whether to reweave the strands that support her at present or whether to move on and recreate her web elsewhere. This card can show up in your life when you're reaching a point in a situation or relationship where the strands need to be rewoven or changed. For just as a spider does each morning, all our relationships and connections need this regular tending. It would seem that there's been some neglect of important strands in your life, and you're at a point where you're wondering whether to repair or to move on. Well, looking at it broadly, I'm sure this is resonating on a very personal level with some of you, but looking at it in a more broad sense for all my viewers, relationships have suffered in this pandemic. We haven't been able to connect with our friends in person, no matter how much we talk on the phone with them. When you can't be with them and share energies, it has an impact. Also, the fact that people have been quarantined at home with partners that they maybe don't spend so much time with when everybody's at work all week or something like that. And so those relationships could have either deepened and strengthened, or maybe those relationships are fraying because there's not enough foundation to survive hard times. So I would say that it's certainly an issue right now. Whether to, and another thing people might be going through is just the realization that some people that were in their lives before, really, that their place is going away. This pandemic has brought us to an understanding of what's really important. It's brought some seriously deep perspective on things. And I'm sure it's making people revise their ideas of what's really important and what isn't, and who is really important and who isn't. So, yeah, I feel that resonating. There may have been some breakdowns in communication, not having heard from a friend, speaking less with family members, or not paying attention to the small things that bind us together. Though the strands seem so delicate and gossamer thin, remember that they are strong indeed. When spider spins her strands, when spider spins, her strands can withstand wind and rain, storms and damage, ice and burning sun. It's like the strongest fiber known. All it takes is the gentle reweaving each day for relationships and connections of great strength to endure. In that tending, all things will be recreated, and perhaps in that recreation, they will be changed and be even better and stronger than before. You know, another thing that may have strained relationships is that we're all so stressed. You know, there's stress and fear on a really primal, basic survival level. So emotions get frayed. I know I had a friendship break from someone just projecting all kinds of stuff onto me. And then in the back and forth, of course, on Messenger, not in a voice conversation, which I know better, things got even worse and then broke. So yeah, communications. I'm hearing that too. I know better than to communicate about really emotional stuff via Messenger, but I did it anyway. I followed suit, and you know, I at the time I don't think I could have done it by voice communication because it would have been nasty. It wouldn't have been. There was a lot of anger going on both sides and all that stuff. So yeah, I feel it resonating is the bottom line there. Divinatory meanings. Because it is communication between yourself and others at the heart of this card, you may be experiencing communication difficulties. Your phones may be down, the web may be playing up, your email or other sources of technology may need some repair work. Relationships might be fraught with trivial misunderstandings, leading to falling outs that are unworthy of both parties. Ouch. Ouch. Ouchie mouchie ziggas ouchies. Consider spending time with people you've not seen for some time, if we only could, and know that whatever you decide, it's worth spending just a little time to assess the relationship's meaning to you, connect with others to feel less isolated. Share your concerns, share your creations and your thoughts and feelings, the need to talk through issues affecting yourself and others, sharing your truth with respect, waiting for another to make the first move in communications, the web of family of life between friends and species. Into relationships, there's always the possibility to recreate the web, endings and gentle separations, wasn't so gentle, but end of one part of life, changing from one stage to another, young women coming into the initiation stage. So there's a lot of meaning there beyond just relationships and communication. So once again, Lucy comes through with her writing. It's very relevant. It's very insightful. It's very wise. She's just, I love her. I love you, Lucy. If you ever see one of these videos, I love you. Okay, reversed meanings. Reverse, this card can relate to the etheric cords that bind you, keeping you from seeking and pursuing your life purpose. So these are energy ties. This card also indicates that some of your relationships in the world are being maintained only because you fear that if you sever the ties you have, you could fall. That is so well illustrated with the image. There's a real sense of defining who you are through your relationships, both personal and professional. It may be time to gently allow some strands of your web to dissolve and to build again elsewhere. It could be time to change your technology and to take some time out to think on your own for a while. If you decide to retain the relationships, know that there will be a delicate repair job ahead of you. Reluctance to rebuild after apparent change and to take responsibility for your part of the web, your part of the relationship. Waiting for another to fix things. Hesitation, lacking confidence in your ability to bring about change. Underestimating your strength and ability to bring about positive change. Feeling it may be best to allow some parts of your life to come to a gentle end. So the way she writes, each one of those statements is capable of going like, boom, right to the heart of whatever question it is someone has asked. So these are good. I mean, it's also very easy by the way she states things and relates it to the image. Very easy to retain some of this writing and connect it to that image. So this is the hallmark of a really, really, really good deck, is that the images and the writing dovetail in such a way that you can internalize the wisdom in the writings, and because it so specifically connects with that image. And yet you still get great value from going back and reading through the writings, because you're going to find one or two things that really speak exactly to the question you're asking. So that makes for an excellent deck. And I like that she gives reverse meanings. And did you notice the difference between the divinatory and the reversed meanings? So that can help teach you as well. When you get decks like this that are so well done, they're going to teach you more than just, the wisdom in the deck. They're going to teach you how to kind of view things, and how you can take an image and these particular meanings and turn them on their heads and see what's sort of the negative, darker side of this. So, again, my God, what a fabulous witch, what a great wisdom teacher. I heartily recommend this deck. It is a fully adult deck, unlike some of her other little ones that are just as good for adults. But yeah, thank you for coming back out and talking to us, Lucy, and fairies and all of that. This is the end of May, and we are still in the middle of all this pandemic. So she really has spoken to tending our relationships. And I know that I haven't been talking to people as much. I feel like, I'm just at home all the time. And so there's not much to keep up with people. So sometimes I'm not keeping up. And I have some friends that I need to keep up with today. I'm going to take that card's advice and give some people a call today and tend those relationships that, these are deep relationships that are there no matter what. They've been there for many, many years, at least half of my life. And they're worth tending. So, as is my relationship with you, please feel free to donate something with the button down below or drop some comments. I respond to everybody. Not really looking forward to the day when I get big enough to not be able to respond to anybody. But I'm not big right now. I'm very small. And I like that. I like connecting with you. I will see you again on Monday. So every Friday, I do an Oracle unboxing. Every Monday, I do a Tarot unboxing. Every Wednesday, I do a live stream at 8:30 Eastern. And I look forward to seeing you on all of those things, particularly on the live stream. I like having a conversation. Take care. Be safe. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Stay at home. Don't be stupid. And I will see you on Monday. Thank you so much. This is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.